Failure to use a seatbelt while operating a commercial motor vehicle is a violation of the Unsafe Driving Basic, with a severity weight of 7 points times the year value. Violations affect both the driver's safety score and the carrier's safety score. Additionally, any passengers in seats with seatbelt assemblies must wear a seatbelt in a commercial motor vehicle. The penalty for having a passenger who is not wearing a seatbelt is 7 points, and will count against the driver's safety score and the carrier's safety score. In addition to the legal ramifications for not using a seatbelt, there are also safety consequences drivers face if they fail to buckle up. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that more than 3,000 lives a year are lost due to people not being properly restrained in a vehicle. A seatbelt is a safety harness designed to protect the wearer against impact in the event of a collision. The first impact is the collision between the vehicle and another object. The second impact is the collision between the occupants of the vehicle and the vehicle itself. Seatbelts help wearers mitigate the second impact by restraining their motion when the vehicle is involved in an accident. Inertia is an object's tendency to keep moving forward until something works against its motion. In the case of a motor vehicle accident, seatbelts break the inertia of a human body by restraining the body to the seat. For example, a vehicle is traveling at 60 miles per hour. Inertia states the vehicle and everything in it will continue to move at 60 miles per hour in the same direction until a force acts against that motion. Each item in the vehicle has its own inertia and reacts to stops in its own way. This is most evident during collisions. In a collision, a vehicle comes to a sudden halt, but the unsecured occupants and unsecured contents of the vehicle continue forward. Occupants wearing a seatbelt, however, are restrained from their forward motion, and thus avoid being thrown into the dashboard or through the windshield and onto the road. Often, people who choose not to wear a seatbelt do so because they have heard things like, "It's better to be thrown clear of an accident," or "A seatbelt could trap the wearer within a dangerous wreck." It's important to understand, a person is 4 times more likely to be fatally injured when thrown from a vehicle. Additionally, a seatbelt can actually increase the wearer's chance of escaping a dangerous wreck by preventing the wearer from being knocked unconscious. Some people also believe a seatbelt will injure them if they're involved in an accident. However, when properly worn, seatbelts are designed to spread the force of an impact to the most durable portions of the wearer's body, the shoulder and hip bones, while protecting the most vulnerable portions, the head and spinal cord. Seatbelts won't work if both straps aren't used properly. The sash should be fitted snugly across the center of the wearer's chest, and the lap belt should fit snugly on the lap, not across the stomach. When worn correctly, a seatbelt will greatly increase someone's chances of surviving a motor vehicle accident. Therefore, it is not only required by law, but it is also in a driver's best interest to ensure both the driver and any passengers correctly wear seatbelts while riding in a commercial motor vehicle.